and welcome to this lucky number 7 episode of Snap on This. I'm LaurenWhatevs, here with my regular co-hosts. First up, it's just Ree. How was your week in Snap? And keep it snappy.
Hi, so I'm pretty snappy for me this week. I got, for the first time I think in a couple months, and only my fourth, an infinite avatar, which, yeah, so that's exciting for me because I'm lazy about conquest. Like, it's so long. It's so, that's why I, like, just do proving grounds over and over when I'm testing decks, because I'm like, I don't have to remember their deck the next game. Like, I play a lot late at night, and I'm very tired. But okay, so I did it, and I did it with the Aranya Destroy deck I was talking about last week.
Heck yeah.
With Deadpool, yeah. So, and I put it on the Negasonic Teenage Warhead avatar. That's the Flaviano album one. You know, she looks super badass.
It's a very good one.
Right? What I was telling everyone was that it's like in D&D, you know how in Charisma you can, if you're trying to persuade someone, it can be through diplomacy or intimidation.
Intimidation.
And Negasonic has charisma that is intimidating. That's how I feel about that.
True.
Yeah.
So yay! So I did it. I stopped being lazy. I sat down on my couch on my phone, played 5 games in a row, and
well done.
Yeah, we did it. That was me.
That's awesome. And our other co-host, Benjamin Roller. How was your week?
I had a great week in Snap. It was the last week of the season, so I also I don't always actually play my Infinity tickets, but this time I did. I got an Infinity avatar of my very own. I went with Base Art Polaris.
Oh, yes! I saw.
Solid choice.
And I played the deck that I play when I feel like kicking ass for sure. And it kicked ass for sure. It's also the one that I played it a lot during my ladder climb. Oh, yeah. Hashtag pod goals part 2. I did once again finish in the top 1,000, a bit higher up this time. I finished with 8,212 snap points, which put me at number 386 on the website leaderboard.
Dang.
But in app, it said I was in the low 500s. So I think measuring from the meniscus or whatever, I don't know. I think maybe if for pod goals part 3, maybe I'll try to get in the top 500 for the October season. I don't know.
You're turning into a Marvel problem, Ben. It's got to be more epic every time. You're gonna run out.
Well, that's the thing. I didn't mean to clear the 500. I mean, I sort of meant to, but I was like, man, you're not leaving yourself much room to grow here. So yeah, that's been going well. As I said, I've been playing a deck I really like. I've been playing it in the Snap Judgments League, so I'm not going to go too deep into the details on it because I plan to continue playing it. And yeah, I'm 3-0 there. I've given up finally a couple cubes in the third match, but feeling pretty confident in what I'm playing and how I'm playing it. And I'm definitely making top 8 in my pod.
Are you using the same deck every time?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Glory to the pod.
I have been playing the new cards, and they're a lot of fun, but we're going to talk about those in a minute. But yeah, I'm almost at infinite since, yesterday or whatever. It's been going well. Everything's coming up roses for Roller in Marvel Snap this week. As it usually is. I'm sorry. I'm usually having a pretty good time playing card games. I love what I do, and yeah.
I mean, that's why we play, right? We play for fun, and...
Right, for fun. Not to get our daily credits.
Okay. Sometimes you're playing to bridge the gap between fun times.
That's true.
I think especially... I know I've referenced Johnny's and Spikes in a previous episode also, but we're talking about like Magic player types, and all 3 of us are strongly in the Johnny camp.
It's true.
And I think that Johnnies are really good at making their own fun. If Timmy's can do this too, but yeah, we're good at expressing ourselves and finding joy that way, deck building or something like that, even when maybe the game meta isn't in our favorite state or something else is rough. Be like, I don't know, if I'm struggling with Conquest, I'll be like, you know what, I'm gonna go hunt for a cool clip. I'll find something else that feels like winning and being creative. Anyway.
No, I was thinking this. Okay, sorry. Someone said something in a Discord. I'm like, this is the spectrum of our podcast. Like, we all like to play off-meta cards and do things our own way. But Ben is like, I will win. I will win every game, and I will build
do want
the
to prove
best,
some points.
I will build the best deck for that. Like, it doesn't matter what those cards are. They will be the best cards that are fun for me to play that I will win with. And then I'm like middle of the road where I kind of want to I need it to win and I need it to be a good deck, but I'm willing for it to not be. I'm willing to make B and C decks that are fun for me and that do things I want to do, or are thematic for me in some way, or just fun. And that's kind of where I'm at. And Lauren also is that, like me, but she will make a deck just to get a clip. That is not about winning at all. That is 0% of winning, and I will not do that. I need to win. So it's
I do enjoy them very much.
It cracks me up when I post a clip and people are like, what's the deck list? And it's like, unless you're also hunting for a clip, this is not a real deck.
You don't want no part of this, do we?
Well, and somebody saw.
So one time I popped out 6 broodlings that in 3 lanes. That's really cool, but it took me an hour to do once.
Yeah, see, but like, and you'll do that, and that sounds painful. I think I saw it was like a Reddit post or something where someone was talking about, it's like, oh, this person was clearly doing move bounties. They were just not trying to win the game. They were just dropping a bunch of cards and Heimdalling. And it was like miserable for both of us because it was proving grounds and I knew I was going to win, but I just didn't want to go through with it. And I'm like, oh no, this is the bounties. They've done it. We're soullessly Heimdalling, not for the fun of it, not for the pure joy of watching your card slide across, but as like some kind of, like corporate drudge who needs to just get in their daily 8 moves in a game.
Yeah, it's one of the problems with the bounty goals. Yeah, with the bounty goals being so big, which I think they toned them down recently, right? The destroy and the move. Which is good, because they used to be so high, you practically had to make a deck to do that bounty.
It was absurd. Like, you had to have Werewolf or Silk or both, or just like, yeah, it's goofy. Goofy as all hell to expect you to move more than 1 card per turn. Like, that's...
And try to win still.
And destroy more than 1 card per turn. Like, just ask us to do it once per turn tops. Like, I'm glad they capped them at 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay. My weekend snap, my conquest did not go as well. I burned like 5 gold tickets and maybe 1 match. Probably wasn't playing a strong enough deck, but I got to the point where I was like, do I even like this Doctor Octopus variant?
Oh no!
And for the first time ever, I skipped a conquest variant.
You did?
Yeah. Wow. So I got all the credits and gold from the conquest shop, but I did not get 9 rewards, so I did not get Doc Ock. And I was like, you know what? I already have a Doc Ock that I like better, the Noir one. And at this point, this variant's just like worth 24-ish credits because it's just a variant and nothing else.
Lauren, no, I'm proud of you. Like, I could never be that strong. I would grind all night to be like, I won't use the Doc Ock. I have 2 Doc Ock variants I like better than it, but I can't, it's limited time and I can't not get it. I would be miserable instead of, I don't know, spending time with people or, like having a life or playing other video games. I would just grind to make sure I got that variant. And so you're stronger and braver and better than all of us. I mean, I know Ben doesn't care about the variant either, but he just plays too much Conquest to not get it.
Well,
that's what
I've become a ladder person.
Oh yeah, that's right.
These past couple months.
You've all changed.
But I did get the Doc Ock, even though I'm a superior Spider-Man kind of person.
That's such a good one.
Yeah, it's one of the few comic books that I've read in the past year. I got a volume or two, actually two volumes of Superior Spider-Man out from my local library. That's how I roll.
I also recommend
I thought it was
it's great.
Great read.
Dan
Good
Slott.
fun. I liked his love interest. I thought she was good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've only read the ones that directly tie into Spider-Verse, so I've read some, but not a lot.
Let me point the point of just the basic premise of Superior Spider-Man is that Otto Octavius is in Peter Parker's body, and he's trying to prove that he can be that's why he's the superior Spider-Man. So if that interests you, the writer is Dan Slott, and it's a very entertaining read. Sorry, just butting into
you're good.
A little.
So yeah, I have totally over several months had a transition in the way I play. It used to be I played so much Conquest that it blew my mind that anybody struggled to get the variant. I was like, here I am getting, thousands of boosters from Conquest mode and more tickets than I could possibly spend. And now it's like, I don't even know if I get 2 Infinity tickets in a season. I found Ladder to be so much more fun now. And it was really revealing to me that I was only playing Conquest because it was a better source of boosters. And now that we get the bonus booster section of the shop, I'm like, what's Conquest anymore? I will still totally play if it's a variant that I like. I will grind out for that. I'm just going to do a short teaser before we move on to the rest of it. I ended my week with conspiracy theory. I've been chatting with several people, and we have observed that maybe splits are not what they used to be. Personally, I've been working on trying to get a crackle for my Professor X, and I'm, 15 deep, and I don't have a single one.
Sad.
Yeah. Which, the official rate for a crackle, I don't know if official's the right word, but the one that they extracted from Discord conversations in the beta, it was 10% chance that you get a crackle, right? And I have since found in the data that it's more 20, 25%, somewhere in there. But anyway, I've had a bunch of people express ink is a lot harder to get, or crackle's a lot harder to get than it used to be. So I am collecting collection data from people and trying to see if we can observe a dip in split odds that happened but was not announced. Early results say yes, but stay tuned.
Nice.
I want a bigger data set before I proclaim that loudly.
I want you to reveal it in a Big Short style movie.
Yeah,
that's what I would have watched.
How about another high quality 1 minute TikTok video that I spend 24 hours making? Okay,
Lauren, it's you. You'd be 72 at least. Okay, sorry.
You're so fine. We are moving on. We started a new season. This week's cards, we have 2 because there's a season pass card and a spotlight card. Season pass card is Agent Venom, a 2/4. On reveal, set the power of all cards in your deck to 4. Thoughts?
My thoughts are hell yeah. Great card. Very cool. Very fun. Total blast. That's where I started the season. I was like, well, I've got an idea for an Agent Venom deck. And then I won 13 games in a row with it. It was ridiculous. I climbed right up into the 80s with, it was just bonkers. I mean, obviously there were a couple bots in there, but I was immediately sold on the card. I was Agent Venom pilled from the jump. Great fun. I know that everybody else is playing them in Bounce, and I mean that's cool if you're into that sort of thing. I'm a surfer kid. Y'all know my style. And he's pretty good in there. Big Sages. Big Cassandra Novas. Ooh, baby. I mean, big Grandmasters. Big Forges.
Big broods.
Yeah, big broods. I mean, we're always in the business of big broods. So like, there's no Gwenpool in this deck, so the broods honestly kind of come out about the same. It's like sort of a wash because you're still doing forge stuff, still doing. I've got the big Aranya is a fun card to play too.
Is this the one with Wong and Grandmaster? Are you talking about a different deck?
Oh yeah.
It's this one? I played it a little bit. It's crazy. That's why I'm like, why are you not mentioning these cards? The insane things you can do with those two in this deck.
Yep. There's a lot of goofiness. I'm not usually a Wong player. I don't really trust him very much.
Super telegraphed.
There's a big old target on his bald head. That's
Okay, but Wong Grandmaster.
Wong and Grandmaster is adorable.
I love Wong Grandmaster. It's so fun because
there are different versions of it. You can put Wong in the middle and then Grandmaster a thing over to him, or you can put Wong on the side, do 2 on reveals there, and then close it out with a Grandmaster, make a little room, and keep the
Grandmaster
rolling.
hits 2 things. It's so good.
Yep.
It's such a Ben deck, though, too. It's like, hey, I'm not playing move, but you still have to think about where all your cards are, because they're going to be in different places later.
You do have to plan ahead, but it's working real well.
Ahead.
I think it's going to be my deck in the square this week, except I've been playing with a whole bunch of different versions of it. All of them have bonkers stats, but like I'm sure one of these versions is better than the other ones. I really wanted Rogue to be in the deck because I should play Rogue because I like the character, but I don't like the card very much. But I still don't like the card very much, even at 3-4. And I swapped it for Red Guardian, even though he has less to gain from Agent Venom. Just such a good card. Red Guardian just clowns on everybody. It's a fantastic card. So yeah, I've been having a blast with Agent Venom. What have y'all been doing with Agent Venom?
You want to
Anything?
Go? Okay, I'll go next. Remember we talked about this last week, Agent Patriot. That's the name of the deck. It's Agent Patriot, and in between those 2 words is the handshake emoji. But here's the deal. So I started playing with it. It wasn't quite there, and then Lauren, I think, actually had the idea, like, maybe Misery in this deck. So I was putting in more on-reveal stuff, and I was like, yes, and then I lost the will to, like, fix it up, because I need Misery in it now. So I set that one aside for next week, and, okay, here's what, I played a bit of your Surfer deck, which was bonkers, and it was just fun to explore and find all the little things you could do with it. All of your decks.
Did you play the version with Fastos in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
what's up. That was where I started. That was the first one.
That was the one I played. So I played the OG and
Agent Phenom.
And this is, like I said, so
that's what I call that one.
When you see Ben's decks and squares, it's so fun when you're playing them. The things you don't normally play is just the discovery of all the little combos that you're like, oh, and this. And the next game, it's totally different. But then from there, I would have made, it's a very different deck than I would have made. Yours is all in on power. I would have gone hard on tech. Everything would be tech and maybe a Gwenpool. But then I had surfered, I had already surfed for the day. So here's what I did. Instead. I made a deck called LOL Agent Destroy. And it's a Deadpool deck, but it's also got Hood, which I know has a little bit of anti-synergy with Knull, but it ended up being so good.
It only has anti-synergy if you don't Agent Venom it.
Right? I mean, exactly.
In a lot of games, you're contributing to Knull. You're not,
right?
It's there's not even one step back sometimes. Sometimes it's all steps forward.
You think you're missing out because there's no death, which sometimes it's kind of hard to get death down anyway, and she ends up being more of a dead card in your hand. So there's none of that. But the benefit you get is that all those little cards like Deadpool or the Hood or whoever else you have in there in 1-drops, they're good. They're like 1/4s late. Or you can get, once I bounced the Hood 3 times, and I had like 6 demons to like gobble up with Venom, and you still have a Zola in there who's maybe a 6/4, so you're not just leaving a 0 in that lane. It ended up being so good. I don't know that it's like better than regular Destroy, but it was so much fun, and everyone's playing Bounce. And when you throw the hood down in Agent Venom, they don't know you're playing Destroy yet. So you can kill yourself a lot of kitty prides. And they don't know to save it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can be hard playing against these bounce decks if they're very clever to lose the prio you need to Killmonger them correctly. But you can trick them to get leaving
Hood's
their stuff
also,
out for you.
Yeah, he's not just the decoy. He's also great at throwing prio. Right.
Yes, exactly. So, and then, you know, you just finish him off with a Carnage later or whatever. It's been fun and it's been winning for me. So, that's what I've been playing.
Dope. Oh, I forgot to mention something else about my Agent Venom deck. This may be narrowcasting just for Safety Blade, but like I really wish I had Silver Sable to try in one of these slots.
Oh, me too.
I was wrong. I didn't think she was a bad card. I just thought she was a card I didn't like, and maybe I was wrong about that. I don't know.
I was wrong is exactly how I was going to start my section on Agent Venom. But I was also wrong about Silver Sable, and I'm also thinking like, hey, I need to pick up either Hydra Bob or Silver Sable.
Oh, you don't have Hydra Bob?
No, and it's like, I don't think either of them are necessary cards, but they are the two that are like, they're the highest power cards that don't have big downsides in the 1-cost slot.
You know who I think is a little bit underappreciated, though? That Ant-Man. I feel like Ant-Man does not get the respect that these other more obviously statted cards get, but is in fact just as good.
I'm with you. I love Ant-Man, one of my favorite cards. And he is in my Agent Venom deck. I'm rocking a Patriot Valkyrie Agent Venom deck.
Nice.
A change that I made early on that I'm really enjoying actually is I'm rocking Bast and Agent Venom both.
Yeah.
So I can boost my hand and boost my deck. And Valkyrie lets me boost my board. So it's like, even if I get the hood early and I don't have Bast, it's okay because Valkyrie can still hit him. This deck is rocking a lot of my favorite cards. Yellowjacket, Ant-Man, Mysterio, of course Mysterio. I've played like 20 games with this and it's doing very well, but I haven't been able to pull a single Mysterio hit by Agent Venom yet, and it's making me so sad. I'm so excited for the day I can play that guy.
I did it specifically, too, for you, Lauren, because you've opened my eyes to the ways of Mysterio, and I also have not been able to, and it infuriates me. Like I just want to see it, just once. RNG.
I have in my notes that Mysterio is the most Ree-ass card that Ree is not playing.
I know, now I'm exploring it.
You love Okoye and Nakia, and Mysterio triples them, right? Like,
yeah.
He makes them worth 3 times as much. You love Gwenpool. He is such a Gwenpool.
Yeah, very good Gwenpool
I didn't
card.
understand the interaction early, and then he fell out of my brain repository of cards.
No, I totally get it. Like, you can't hold all the cards in your head. I mean, yeah, you have to ignore some of them. That's just how it works.
But now I have better variants for him, so I care more. No, I'm excited. I wanna do all the Gwen pulling and stuff next week with Misery and Agent Patriot.
Yeah, I don't even think I mentioned Hood, who is literally like after Valk, probably my favorite card in the game. Like this deck is rocking like 5 or 6 of my top 10 cards, which admittedly a lot of them are my top cards because they work well with Valkyrie. But all the same, I'm loving it. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Squirrel Girl's there. She probably needs to be cut, even though she's good for Patriot. This
Those
deck
little
can easily...
1/1 things. You're trying to live that everything is 3, everything is 4 kind of lifestyle. You know?
I mean, Valkyrie can hit one of them, and Patriot hits 2 of them. But yeah, they take up a lot of space.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm having fun with it. I will continue to modify it, but I know in the middle of last week's episode, when we were talking about Agent Venom, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mysterio. Like, I would have single-handedly raised his ranking if I had thought about the Mysterio interaction. I don't even know why I was so low on Agent Venom. He's a small cards card, and I love small cards. Like, so many of my favorite cards benefit from this. Even Yellowjacket, even if I don't get Luke Cage out, a 0/4 Yellowjacket can easily justify itself.
Right.
Also, you know what's a real cool stat line? 2/4. Colleen Wing
Yes,
and
already.
Agent Venom are like pretty good cards.
Cloak.
Yeah.
Cloak,
On that
yes.
note, Mysterio.
Yup.
On that note, please, can we have 1/3 Bast? Thank you.
Yeah, for what are we doing here? Like,
Yeah.
come on. It's not right.
It's just
Bast
good
is series 3, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's got Bast now.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, just do the right thing. SD.
Prove that you have a conscience.
I don't know.
Or
makes
that you just
C3
like
better.
want your
I don't
cards to be
C3.
played, because like I'm not. I mean, I applaud Lauren for playing 1/1 Bast in the Agent Venom deck, but I'm not gonna roll the dice on that.
I can hit her with Valk or
shrimpness.
Agent Venom.
It's true. I mean, like I'm not saying it like can't work. I'm just saying I would be a lot more enticing at 1/3 and a lot less like, you know, conditional or whatever. I like things that work every time. But
Yeah. You like consistency. How dare you? Okay, let's move on to our next card. In the spotlight, Scream. A 2/2. When an enemy card moves, steal 2 power from it once per turn. Ben, you take this one.
all right. Well, I did play this one, not as much as Agent Venom, because frankly, I was having too much fun with the AV. I'm in the AV. I am the founding member of the AV club. No, I'm sure there are people who are even more. I'm just the founding member of the Snap on This chapter of the AV club. But yeah,
Fair.
yeah,
I ranked him too low.
Oh my goodness. But no, Scream is fun too, just not as much fun as Agent Venom, in my opinion. And that's a little bit of a surprise to me, because I'm historically a big fan of cards like Kraven the Hunter and Kingpin the Kingpin, the crime lord. Perhaps you've heard of him, Wilson Fisk. Scream's pretty good. Not sure the deck is figured out. I had great success in the early 80s with a Scream deck. It was very straightforward. It was all the cards that activate Scream, pretty much. Not literally all of them, but almost literally all of them. And I had a Grandmaster in there. It's been a very Grandmastery few days for me, and no complaints there. Great card, lots of fun. I'm hoping I can roll an ink split sometime soon, tying it all together. Yeah. Scream. You're more likely to win the games when you draw Scream. It's true. The rumors are true. Less so when you don't draw Scream, but I was already kind of playing this deck without Scream before, so I sort of expected that. And like, it's been mid. These are cards I like. I'm always trying to make them work. I had been trying the move your opponent's cards thing with Thena and Kitty and stuff, and Hope, so that like in theory you could play Magneto and Kitty Pryde on turn 6 and do stuff. Okay, and that version of the deck seemed to be performing better than this more all-in on moving the opponent's cards version of the deck with Scream. So I don't know. I might try to go for something in between those two ideas, incorporate some better stats and just more efficient stuff. Because yeah, you do get great results when you have Scream and Kraven or Kingpin on the board, but I just don't. I don't know. Very fun card, very independently powerful. I have not seen the deck. Also, I have taken to snapping against Scream decks when I identify them, just because they lose to Agent Venom is my experience. So I don't know. If you don't love the card or the idea of what the card promises to be, I don't know. You don't maybe skip it if you don't love this stuff. But I love this stuff, so I'm in the tank for this card no matter what. Scream, Team Scream all day long. Just not as much as I love Agent Venom, sadly. That's my take. How do you all feel about Scream? Have you been beating Screams?
I haven't seen much Scream, but I've barely seen any Scream. Here's what I'll see. Someone drops a Wilson Fisk right, and I'm like, okay, they're trying to play Scream. So I play a card there, and I look at the Killmonger in my hand, and I'm like, I'm not that afraid of him. I'll wait that other turn so I get the extra benefit out of Killmonger, because I'm not scared. And then I kill him, and then I probably don't even see a Scream. Or if I do, they put her down too late for it to matter, or I just filled the lane where they were obviously trying to, where they put down Kingpin, or, they succeed, and, they take 2 or 4 off of one of my cards that's much larger than that. And, I don't know. It hasn't been scary to me, but I haven't seen it a lot. How about you, Lauren?
Yeah, I have not seen it. I don't think I've seen it once yet.
Really?
Even with the Asteroid M location, maybe I saw a couple last night. Obviously it hurts her that she can't do as much played late, but even 1 or 2 procs is pretty good stats for a 2-cost card. I'm reminded you're all in on Scream deck, doing well, but still feeling like it's lacking. First of all, that's basically the vibe I've gotten from everybody. Is this is a great card in a mid deck. But it reminds me of Ajax and Annihilus, where people were all in when they first came out, and those decks were fine. They were playable, but then it turned out that Annihilus is best in a 3-card package, and Ajax is best in a 2-card package. I don't know about best, but that's good enough for them to do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if you'll see the same with Scream. If you put her in a 3 or 4 card package that maybe you look for some other synergies, but you don't have to be all in on Scream, and she can still have...
Magneto is just so good by himself, So
make Magneto a 6/16 effectively, right? But then she's a 2/2, so be careful about how you're calculating those.
Yeah. Also, very good Red Guardian target is Scream. C1 Red Guardian it right away. Don't wait on that. Just do it. Nike.
Yeah, that's true. She's not a very good defense card, which we talked about last week. You don't run Scream just to counter move meta. You run Scream because you're doing Scream things.
Yeah.
I'm interested, but I'm quite sure I will pass on her first Spotlight appearance.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, while I was opening for Scream, I got speed. So that's cool.
Oh, nice!
Now I can do speed things.
I want speed.
Very
I'm
exciting.
jealous.
That's awesome.
It was a 4-key week, but if you get 2 cards out of 4 keys, that's fine.
Totally.
Yeah.
I still have never pulled a new card from the random slot.
Me neither.
Nope. And before Spotlights, I never got a Series 5 card from Collector's Caches.
Oh, for real? That's how, the other episode we were talking about my Galactus phase. That's how I got that Galactus phase, was it was my one Series 5 card. I was like, well, I better do something with it, because I wasn't even done with Series 3. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to move on to next week's card. Misery, a 4/7 on reveal. Repeat the on reveal abilities of your other cards here, then destroy them. And before we get too in depth about it, we did have a team answer in the official Discord where Glenn clarified that Scream's on reveal only destroys on reveal cards, which is not how I read that text at all. And I still think it's poorly written.
Frankly, I'm surprised about that. And how sometimes they answer things and then it turns out to be wrong.
That's
I wouldn't
true.
be shocked if this was one of those.
Okay. Yes, but also I was thinking there is that, and I'm kind of not surprised either way, but I was thinking, you know what this means? She doesn't, you can put Wong in that lane. Without worrying about order. So you could do, stuff I was just thinking, what if you did, a Korg and then like a Ravona or something, and then a Rock Slide, and then a Wong, and then a Misery. And you Ben Bro'd the shit out of them. Just rocks everywhere. I don't know. It's like once I realized, I'm like, but if we have Wong there, then everything goes off again. And I get that's 2 slots, but I don't know. Still seems fun.
Yeah, and maybe you can find something to do with the leftover Wong afterwards, right?
The leftover Wong.
Yeah.
Grandmaster Misery to free yourself up some room there for more Wong shenanigans.
I'm still curious about how Grandmastering Misery works. It's like I just like it reminds me of, I don't know, like when you Grandmaster Nico with the demon spell, like weird things happen.
Yeah, I have what might be a good answer because I did this recently. So it's fresh. It's fresh. If you Odin Grandmaster, he can push Odin mid, but Odin does not fire again.
Huh. Interesting.
So I assume Misery works the same way.
I think you're probably right.
Where he can hit Misery, but she doesn't trigger when she's pushed mid.
Really?
Yeah, well, I think it's because Odin's already in the...
but fair.
Yeah, but I think it's like Odin's already in the middle of doing his action, so he can't do it again.
Okay.
They don't want the dolls to nest that many times or whatever. Probably for the best.
Yeah, it would get really wacky with Arnim Zola, I'll tell you that.
It's what the fast forward screen is for. Yeah, you don't need to know. Magic happened. Just see the results.
Sure.
I haven't been able to think through yet what the implications are that Misery doesn't destroy other cards. I think it probably is a buff overall.
Yeah.
It definitely changes how you use her. She remains the card I'm most interested in this season. I just think she's got lots of potential and has the highest flexibility. She's probably not the best at her niche job compared to some of the others. But I think that I think she fits in the most decks. I think there's going to be interesting things you can do with her. And I still think that she's going to work through armor.
You think she's going to work through armor? I'm not sure, but I could believe it either convinced.
Way. Yeah, that's where I can believe it, but I feel like she probably does. I feel like armor stops it. That says destroy a card. Oh, and stops her ability. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to find out. But
yeah, I just I wouldn't count those chickens before they hatch. Is all I'm saying for people trying to plan things out.
Yeah, until we get a team answer.
Find out if that works, if that's part of your dream for the card. I honestly, I'm excited about the card even if it doesn't work through armor. Some cards that I think would be fun to play with Misery include White Widow, Hazmat, Electro, Ironheart, Shuri, White Tiger, whatever you're into. I don't know your life, but that was just stuff that came to me in a short burst earlier, and I was like, well, shoot, if I came up with all those that quick, there's got to be something here, right?
And she's only 4 cost. She's only 4. You can play her on 4, 5, and 6 with other cards, perhaps first to also hit with her.
And it's the stats are so good. The body is good.
Yeah.
Usually when these doublers down of the on reveals, these repetition things, the problem is usually they're too shrimpy or they're too fragile. The shrimpy ones are things like Grandmaster or Wong, and the fragile ones are things like Symbiote Spider-Man or Wong. And, Misery doesn't have those problems. Misery, 4/7, dang, we play Wiccan even though he doesn't work half the time, you know? 4/7's a good stat line. It's not great, but it's you're gonna be getting value if you're playing this card. You will have targets, and I'm excited for it. I think it might be one of the strongest cards of the season, but it's really hard to tell until we know exactly how it works.
Here. I wonder. I was just thinking because you're listing off all these, which are the obvious targets for Misery, the low power cards with big effects. I wonder if she goes in some weird flavor of bounce, because that has a lot of those cards in it where they're on reveal effects you want to hit over and over again. It's like, okay,
but a lot of them are
play
tied to the bodies of the on revealers. Things like Rocket Raccoon, Silver Sable.
But
Like,
then you have
those
the
are not
Knull.
going to be.
Those ones stay away from your misery lane, but then your Iceman and your Nico, depending on the spell, and your Hood especially, goes over in the misery lane.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
That does seem pretty good. I think you're onto something.
Probably not the best bounce deck, but a cool one.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Any other misery thoughts?
It's an exciting card.
Yeah.
Excitement is high on this podcast.
Feels flexible. Feels like she'll go in a lot of things.
Yeah. Speaking of excitement, her spotlight friends are Namora and War Machine. I think this is probably the best spotlight of the season. I don't have the rest of them in front of me right now.
I don't have the rest of them in front of me, but
but all those cards are good.
Cards.
They're
I'm
good.
looking forward to picking up Namora. I don't have her yet. And
sad.
She's high up on the list of cards that I would actually probably play.
I want a spotlight for her. She doesn't have one you can get outside of spotlights, but she's very fun. You have to build with her in mind because she has a very narrow ability. But like she's so fun to like Odin and trigger multiple times. She works with Symbiote Spider-Man. There's a lot of stuff that can be done with her. Yeah. Ben?
I should also mention I'm still a believer in Scarlet Spider. I'm telling you, he's gonna get out of control. And maybe after I have Namora, I can dedicate a little more attention to making that happen.
You can accelerate the process.
Yeah,
of getting Ben nerfed.
Yeah, we'll see. I've been playing a few games with a Scarlet Spider deck that seems to be performing well, but then Agent Venom happened, and now Agent Venom is my best friend, and I only want to talk about Agent Venom now.
Yes, friendship over. New friendship.
But I will come back for you, Ben Riley. I will come back.
That's what they all say to Ben Riley. Do you have any special Namora thoughts, Lauren?
Cool variant. She's a fun card, but I just... she is fun. I actually do enjoy playing a Namora deck, but you have to build for her, and most of my decks are small card decks, as we've talked about a million times, and they tend to kind of flood the board. So, but there's definitely cool things you can do to make her work anyway, right? You can use move cards, or you can pop down a Venom, or like there are lots of clever ways to play Namora. So I do really enjoy her for what she is. Which is, is she 5 cost?
Yes,
yeah,
she's a 5/6.
Yeah, which like 5 cost isn't quite all the way to 6 where I'm like, I don't want to play with you unless you do something really cool.
I feel like 5 is like the most unwieldy of all the costs.
It is.
That's my feeling.
It's a tough time slot.
It's such a weird one, but Valkyrie and Cersei are in there, and they're some of my favorites. So
she's a card that's fun. You know what I mean? Like, there may be easier ways to do the things you do with Namora, but you won't have as much fun.
She's a lot of power, and it's kind of undeniable. And she does cool things with, like, I don't know, Ms. Marvel, Doom.
Yeah, you do have to worry about the clog meta happening with her, though, or at least prepare for it.
Yeah.
That's true. That does really hurt her.
But the other card, War Machine, is so meta now. Went from like...
Who would have thought?
I eat War Machines for breakfast. Well, we're gonna get to that in a for part of our homework. The card I selected to talk about is a card that's very good against War Machine. So okay. I'm trying to bridge things. I'm foreshadowing. How do I eat War Machines for breakfast? I will tell you later.
Okay. Well, now we're here the upside. Later, this will be the rise of War Machine, and later Ben will orchestrate the fall of War Machine. But like, I'm seeing a lot of like War Machine, right? And that's like an Infinite, a 620 slamming down on a lane. If you can't like shang it, you know, like you don't like you have no answer to it, and like an Ebony Maw, like I mean they have to hit the War Machine, right? And they're putting all these cards in their hand that are going to be difficult to play without it. But like I'm seeing a lot of War Machine running around with Storm.
Yeah, the Storm Legion happened quite a bit. Became more meta than I think some people were ready for. Of course, War Machine took a small hit for that. Lost 1 power.
Oh, it occurs to me, I was excited to get Namora this week, but I guess I could also get War Machine. Probably will. Probably
you don't have War Machine?
No, I don't have War Machine.
A 3-card week?
Wow. Oh, yeah. Wow.
It happened.
Oh.
Dang.
It couldn't be done.
Yeah, I have not ever had a 3-card week.
I've tried so hard to save for 2-card weeks and then use them, and then like the 2 I've had, I've been like, I still don't want Corvus or Proxima that much.
Oh, I get FOMO'd the other way. I'm like, I want this card.
I need to get Proxima next time she comes around. She's
so good.
Yeah.
I played this card like just enough that like, and she's in every discard deck of every flavor. I'm like,
yeah. Like, I thought I was going to be a Corvus gamer. I'm not a Corvus gamer. I got him on day 1, and then he has proceeded to gather all the dust in my collection. But Proxima, I use Proxima just in everything. She's just so good.
Her animation isn't as fun as Makari's, but like all the joy of a card falling out of your hand onto the board for free, for no energy. Very fun.
Well, for better than free, like you get to discard her. Like that's exciting.
I'll
like
say
that's fulfilling a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite deck of last season is a War Machine deck of my own making, but you know, he kind of re-enabled Lockdown a bit. Instead of going Storm Legion, I went Storm Professor X and had a few other ways to move things around. You know, Captain Marvel, Madame Web.
I love Captain Marvel.
I think he's very fun to play with, War Machine. He's definitely good enough, but I also neither Namora or War Machine are critical.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And they're both cards you're kind of building decks around more than like generally versatile cards, you know.
Which is fun if that's what you're into. If you like playing a variety of decks, or if you think this deck type sounds fun, it's always cool unlocking a new deck instead of just like, a small upgrade to a deck I already play.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to like, if you enjoy War Machine gameplay, get that War Machine, yo. I just, do it up. If it's for you, then do it. If it sounds unfun to you, as it sounds to me, then stay away.
And now on to side quests. We are starting with our weekly challenge. Are we calling it homework every week? That makes it sound a lot less fun.
I mean, but it is.
it is homework.
I like it being secret homework, even though it's like not. We called it secret, and it was never secret. There's at no point was it secret.
Well, I thought that one was secret homework because it came up on the fly, and like it was.
But that's what I want to call it now
forever.
Secret homework.
Ether homework. Okay, well, we're gonna go on to our secret homework. Ree, it was your challenge. Do you want to pitch this section?
So let me kick it off. So the homework was to pick a card, an off-meta card that you like to play, and just give some tips and tricks for like playing it. Maybe like interactions with locations or combos with other cards, you know. And I picked for mine Spider-Woman, who you really don't see much around anymore. A little bit since Ajax came back. I've seen her a little bit more, but still very rare. Before even Ajax, though, I used to love Spider-Woman, and I have a great Rian variant. And also I've gotten her comics for years. So Jessica Drew. So I'm a fan of the character as well. And a while back, I set myself the challenge of building a Spider-Woman deck because I had not played her since pre-Annihilus Junk. That was the last time she was really good before Annihilus changed Junk forever. And so the challenge was to build a deck that I didn't want to cut Spider-Woman from first. And I built a high Evo deck, right? With Abomination and Shuri and Blink. Deck's called Spider Bay. And it's, Cyclops, White Widow, Red Guardian, because he's just all around tech. There's little anti-synergy between White Widow and Red Guardian. Okay, but the point is, Spider-Woman. Some fun things you can do with Spider-Woman. So if you Shuri a Spider-Woman and you hit a full lane, which we see a lot of full lanes now, she's a 520. I mean, 4 with Shuri, right? But that's a big swing. If you play Spider-Woman and you hit 4 targets, then you can Shuri Abomination. That's a 4-2 on turn 6. Nice. If you have a high Evo Abomination. So you can blink her out from like a Enchantress or a high Evo, right?
Ooh.
So and these are all you need to put her in a deck that supports her, but in the deck I built for her, she's crucial. I would never take her out. So I think she's still fun. And it's not that she's a bad card. She just has trouble finding. It's what Ben said earlier with 5-cost cards being so awkward, But she's not a bad card. She just, struggles to find home these days.
Misunderstood.
Yeah, that was mine. But, we might as well let Lauren go last. She's got the new homework. So what did you pick then?
Well, can I say about Spider-Woman real quick?
Yes.
She was in my deck that I took to top 1000 in January. She replaced, it was like a rushdown, lockdown type deck, which lockdown is a rush deck, but is one that focused on priority. And I had Gamora in there for a while, but she got shanged enough times that I was like, nope. and became Spider-Woman. Who gets just as big or close to as big, depending on how full the lane is.
Much less strongable, though.
Yep.
And that was exactly it. Shong-proof, and that was the critical decision that made me run. Anyway, that's what I wanted to add in. That's a lot of power for not being a target of Shong's.
Yeah, I'm rooting for Spider-Woman. I played her a lot in early series and have positive associations with the card. Wish I had more occasion to bust her out nowadays. But maybe that's just a failure of creativity on my own part.
You have to think for her. She's not a natural fit when you're building other decks, I think is the problem, Kind of have to start with her.
Yeah, it's hard for a 5-cost to be like an engine card. It's usually your payoff card. I don't know.
Yeah.
She's good stats though.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I'm saying, Spider-Woman, Shuri Abomination in your high Evo deck.
I might try to work her into my next affliction thing. I play a little secret affliction that I don't talk about on the show very much. I've got a deck called Stacks on Jax. And yeah, I'll see if maybe I can fit Spider-Woman in there. Jump on the bandwagon. I'm very suggestible.
Do it. I'd love to see it. What did you
I'll get back
then?
to you on that. Maybe next week there'll be something. Who knows? Is it my turn to talk about the card? All right. So the card I picked, I realized that off meta is in the eye of the beholder a little bit. The card I chose, I wanted to pick a card that I really do play a lot, and the card I picked, Nocturne, and
Nice.
she's not that off meta, but she did recently receive a nerf to 3/4 that seems to have significantly decreased her play rate, which is
Absolutely.
goofy as hell. This
Yeah,
card
I
is
hardly ever
still
see her.
nuts. What is everybody thinking? Still a very good card. Also very good in this moment, this very clog-heavy moment. Now, I don't want to go into too many details about the deck that I'm playing her in, but yeah, I don't know. People can probably figure out what it is if they want to do the research and come prepared for my Snap Judgments League stuff. I don't know. Point is, I play her in a deck that also has Jeff, and I just love filling up a lane with Nocturne and Jeff. So many goblins go unfulfilled. They're just like stuck there on the other side of the board, and I can play 2 more things in that lane if I want to. The deck I'm talking about has Hope, so like that's a great default place to start your moving pieces. And also, she just wrecks all these stupid Legion scams. Like, the thing is, you have to time out Nocturne sort of like an activate card, though, because like you need her on the board to solve the problem the next turn. So, like, if you suspect that, like, it's coming, you need to preempt it by playing your own Nocturne. So sometimes that means you'll skip another play that, like, might, like, as I've already mentioned, the deck I'm talking about has Hope in it. Sometimes maybe you don't play Hope on 3 like you would want to, just because you think some bullshit is coming. Also great for deciding whether or not you want it to be a 7-turn game. There's just, Nocturne is good for so many things right now in this meta. And like my stats with Nocturne in the past 30 days are like her when drawn cube rate is 0.9 according to my snap.fan stuff. And like she's outperforming the decks I'm playing her in. And I think people should really think about stuff when cards get nerfed and ask, like, was that enough? Does that change anything? Because in Nocturne's case, I really don't think so. I think a 3/4. I mean, we all know I love 3/5s, but that was too good to be true. Like, she should not have been 3/5.
Yeah,
like it's ridiculous. And 3/4 is that's 80% of the whole thing, and like so much of the ability is so much of the point of that card. That, yeah, if you're not playing Nocturne right now, please ask yourself why and make sure that it's a good reason, because she's so dope. And yeah, tends to win games. That's what I trust Nocturne. When I'm taking things very seriously, I'm packing Nocturne.
all the cards that can move on their own, at a time of your choosing, all retain their value. I mean, sure, Jeff's not what he was when he first released, just because we have more, because Nocturne is out for one thing, but
he's still so good.
That's what I'm saying. And Nightcrawler still, as a very early card, is still played in plenty of decks. They're just so valuable. So,
it's a very strong ability. Yeah.
You know who I don't trust and never have liked? Vision.
I haven't played Vision since the Thor Lockjaw days. That's sad.
I was thinking just the other day, Vision and Nightcrawler should swap abilities.
Yep.
Like, Vision's ability is so cool, and he's a 5 cost, so you almost never get to use it.
It frustrates me. Like, why would I? That makes me not want to play the card. The fact that, like, you're paying for the ability to move him multiple times in theory, like that is somehow factored into his cost, but like you don't. Like,
yeah, he's not worth ramping out. How many Magic decks are running Vision? I don't. It's very strange.
I feel like that makes Nightcrawler too good, though, right?
I mean, he's still pretty
Probably.
vulnerable, and it's not a ton of power.
I mean, if they kept him at 1/2, I think it probably wouldn't be a problem, and it would be so flavorful.
That's the part that I like.
Flurrying around, and bamf, bamf, bamf.
Yeah, can't disagree.
I want to see that animation every time.
Yeah, okay, and you're saying give Vision a way bigger stat line, but you can move him once?
I don't know that he needs a way bigger stat line.
Take him up
How often do you move him twice?
Right now?
But, like, what do you want to move him once for? You want to move him once, maybe, because he's so big you want to avoid a Shang, right? Like, what else are you moving him for at once? I don't know.
And that does like make it a fun mind game because like they've got one turn to Shang him.
That's what I'm
And
saying.
if they guess where you move, like, yeah, take vision to 5/10, make it once per game.
Yeah.
Look at us. You're just crushing the game
all
design.
the problems.
The problems that we have identified that maybe no one else thinks are a problem. I don't know. Other people seem to play this card. I just don't like him. That's just me. It's a personal preference thing.
Okay, I'm sorry. We got off topic of any more Nocturne thoughts?
She's just good for everything. She solves a zillion problems. My other tip, don't move her unless you have a particular goal in mind. And hey, sometimes the goal is, let's see if we can make it so that their on reveals don't go off at this location where I'm expecting on reveals to happen or something. Like, you know, it's a long shot.
That's good advice for any mover. Like,
yeah, but
move them as soon as possible.
Nocturne can lose the game for you if you just like are in YOLO mode. You're like, well, I can move the card once. It's the end of the game. I should probably move the card, right? Nope. You can bring just like unforeseen difficulties upon yourself, and yeah. So just like make sure you know what your desired outcome is. Like, are you trying to lock that lane down? Are you trying to hopefully roll something that makes the card played there die? You know, like what do you want to happen? You should know.
You mentioned the ability to determine whether or not turn 7 happens, and also this like don't move her unless you have a good reason to. I think it just goes to like threatening that is so good. Are you going to get rid of Nexus? Are you going to get rid of Limbo? The answer shouldn't automatically be yes. If it's yes every time, then your opponent knows like they can play around that. And it's definitely a strength to sometimes not. Okay, I prepared 2.
Nice.
And I'm not going to do them both. So I'll let you choose if you want the most re-ass card that Ree doesn't play. Mysterio. Or if you want a little, probably the least played 0-cost card in the game, Yellowjacket.
Tell us about Yellowjacket.
I know. I thought I was gonna pick Mysterio, but like, nah. Tell us about Yellowjacket.
Okay. It was not part of the assignment to make a deck for these, and I had actually picked both of them early in this week. It's just a coincidence that it's not a coincidence. These are cards I love, but it just so happens that my Agent Venom deck contains both. It was not for the sake of the homework. There's a lot you can do with Yellowjacket. He's a heavily slept on card. 0-2 is very good stats. The main thing that you do with that is take Prio, which is probably not as strong now as it used to be, but it'll come back. You know, there'll be a deck that wants Prio really bad. Alioth is the main reason for that, but there can be others. Maybe you want to throw down a Cosmo on your opponent's Wong lane. Anyway, obviously being 0 is very unique. Makes him a great interaction with Pixie to throw a 0-cost to one of your other cards, or with Jane Foster to pull it out of your deck for free and thin your deck. But I think, and just like cards that care about things being played, your Bishop, your Sasquatch, your Hitmonkey, all those, where it's like, it's a card that you can play for free, and that's a very strong ability. And I think people are scared of Yellowjacket because of his ability where he takes 1 power away from your other cards there. But that's not that much. And you can play him first in the lane, and you can work him with Valkyrie and Yellowjacket, or Valkyrie and Luke Cage and Shadow King. There have been many Valkyrie decks I've run where I save him until the very last turn, and he's just an extra body, and it doesn't matter what order I play him in if he does his on reveals and hits a bunch of stuff, because Valkyrie sets it all back up to 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 2, 3 other options, maybe somewhere in that range. One is that he can have something dodge Shang, and generally speaking, having the 1 extra power is better. But hey, if you know your opponent's running Shang, or if you smell Shang coming, you can hit something down, a 10 power card down into safe range, I have definitely dodged Shang that way before, and it's very satisfying.
Crafty.
Related, throw him into an Annihilus deck, and you can hit a Mysterio Illusion or a Rock or something like
Ooh.
that. And now you're setting up one extra thing to clog and send over. When you play Annihilus or Viper would be fine too. And the silly thing to do with him is Cerebro 2. Don't actually do this, but if you play Valk and then Yellowjacket, the whole lane becomes 2 power.
Wow. That is true.
Technically correct.
I got a Clip Hunter once doing that with Ultron. Ultron and C2.
Wow.
Okay.
It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Don't sleep on
fair.
Yellowjacket. Yes, he takes up a deck slot, but I think people really underestimate how much 2 power can swing a game. Okay.
No, I want to play more. I'm intrigued.
Yeah,
I
really
things
like
cost zero.
the making the things smaller so you can Annihilus them or whatever. That's neato.
If you need more, I'm a hipster. I loved Yellowjacket before this, but if you need more persuasion to play Yellowjacket, this is like a year-old team answer. But Glenn was once asked which card he thinks is like underplayed, underexplored, and he said Yellowjacket.
Nice.
So, just saying. The designer of the game wants you to check out Yellowjacket some more.
Yeah.
Okay. That was the secret homework, and now we have secret homework. That name tickles me. Okay, the new secret homework I'm assigning this week. You're going to make a deck using the 2 cards that your other co-hosts taught us about.
Oh, okay. Wait, what?
With both of them?
Mm-hmm.
So this would be, for me, Yellowjacket and Spider-Woman.
Hey, that's actually, maybe there's something there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think I got the good. I got the
what
good
did I
version of
get?
this
So I got
challenge.
We both got Nocturne.
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah.
Not even that tough of a challenge.
Okay. I can do it. I want to play with Yellowjacket. I'm intrigued.
Okay, I decided that before I knew which cards you 2 would be bringing, so.
I like it.
I like it too.
All right. And now for our final side quest before we wrap up for the episode. It is finally, drumroll, Ree's turn to run a game. So we'll hand it right back over to Ree.
Okay. So this game, I thought my twist on a game would be that it is a co-op game, right? The 2 of you are going to be on the same team, and you are going to be trying with your points to climb the ladder. I won't lie; it's going to be very difficult, and you almost certainly will not get infinite. But we'll see where you end up. It'll be fun. The game is called Zaboo. If you are familiar with the party game Taboo, this is the Marvel Snap version of it.
That's so cute.
Right. Credit to my friend Frank, who thought of the name and also provided a cute
very
graphic.
Fun.
Okay.
Very fun.
So, if you're not familiar with this game, the idea is there is a set of cards, right? And the 2 players in the same team, one person has the card, and they're trying to get the other person to say a certain word. But underneath that word is a list of 5 words they cannot say, as well as, whatever the word is, obviously. So they're trying to get the other person to guess. And while Ben and Lauren are trying to get each other to guess, I am monitoring, and I will beep them verbally with my voice if they say one of the words, and then they lose that point, and they have to go to the next. That's a lost game. That's a minus point. But if the other person guesses, then you go on to the next card. And this is going to be done in 1-minute timers. And to keep it true to old taboo rules. I'm going to run it in the stopwatch on my phone, so I'll have to keep an eye on that. And if I'm not watching the sand timer, metaphorically, so to speak.
Okay. Oh, no hourglass.
Then perhaps...
That's half the fun.
I should have gone to the basement and gotten it, but I didn't think about it. It could have been fun, but I will watch. I don't have it on a timer. I'll watch it. So if it runs long, that'll be on me. And I will keep score for you, obviously, because you are focusing on the game. So
I don't approve of this. You can't set this precedent. This is dangerous.
This is how we will do it.
Some of us are trying to run games in future weeks, Ree. Get the
This is only for co-op games.
Acclimated to this. All right.
Yeah. The scorekeeping, it's
co-op exception.
This is right. It's Bizarro World instead of versus your co-op. Instead of meaningless score. Please judge your self-worth by it. No, just kidding. I just play too many video games, to be honest. Okay, so I think the goal is I hopefully have enough cards to get through. And the rules are this. So they could be characters, they could be locations, they could be random things to do with Marvel Snap or around Marvel Snap. If it is a card, you are not allowed to describe the ability. That is way too easy. There's no way you guys will not get that in 2 seconds.
Or the stat line, presumably.
You are not correct. That's the next thing. You are not allowed to give the stat line of the card. You can say the archetype if the archetype is not in the description of the card. So if the card says, discard something, you cannot say it is a discard card. But otherwise, you could give... Right? If it is a destroy card that does not say destroy, right?
Okay.
Can we say things like late game or early or
Yes.
Can we talk about the series of the card?
Yes. You can say friends of the card. You can say, here's the thing. If I put the alias of the character's name in parentheses next because it is too easy.
Yeah.
If you have to give the alias. If I did not put the alias there, then either I missed it or it's fair game.
If I wanted to get Lauren to guess the shocker, I could, in fact, say Herman Schultz, obviously.
Yes, if I did not put that in parentheses next to shocker, which I probably wouldn't have for shocker, because kudos to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't have known that.
If you have that knowledge. So the same thing with locations. You cannot say what the location does exactly, but you can talk all around things.
Can we talk about lore and appearance?
Yeah, yes. Can we talk about who played them in the MCU?
Yes, unless there happens to be a name in the Forbidden Words.
Okay, all right.
The parameters have been established, I think.
All right, you feel good?
I want one more.
Okay.
If it's Miles Morales, does it count if Ben just says Miles?
No, it'd need to be...
Has to be the whole thing that's written down?
Not if there's parentheses of, they don't have to say the name
Lauren,
and the
are you
alias.
talking about me guessing Miles as the answer, or would I have to say... I think as long as we know that I'm talking about which other Miles would I be talking about? Would I be talking about Professor Miles Warren, the Jackal?
This is
Sonic's
taboo.
buddy.
So what would happen is you would say Miles and Laura would say yes, and then you would say Morales. And then that's more of your time gone. You should have just said Miles Morales to begin with, Ben. No,
but he's Spider-Man. I should just say Spider-Man and be done with it, because Miles Morales is Spider-Man, damn it.
Correct. Okay. So, the goal is, this is a new endeavor. We're no Snap on This podcasters have ever gone before into this land of Zaboo. So we're going to try for each of you getting 4 rounds of 1 minute apiece, unless I run out of cards or other factors happen. But that's where we will start. You can determine who goes first. I will DM you the card, and then I will tell you go. And you are also allowed to pass. If you pass, that's a lost game. That's a point against you. You just say pass, and I'll give you the next one. All right? Who wants to go? Who wants to be given the clues first?
Me.
Okay. Lauren. All right, let me get
I'm looking for DMs from you.
Yes, I will DM you. Okay, ready? Here it is, and go.
You sent it in a group chat.
Oh, I sent it in the wrong.
Hey, well, guess what? I had already switched over to my conversation with just you, Ree, so I haven't even seen it.
It was a group chat with Snapdex, actually. I haven't looked at it yet. If you want to restart the timer.
Okay, I will. I saw your picture, and I'm very... Okay. All right. Ready for round 2. I'm
ready.
in the correct place. Okay, I'm sending it now. And go.
Okay. This is Scarlett Johansson.
Black Widow.
Yes. Mystique's child.
Nightcrawler.
Yes. Can I say what type of clue this is? What type of answer it is? The
Yes.
category? Okay, this is a location. One of the earlier ones. If you're winning, it helps you at the others. That's describing
Extra
the
building.
That's describing
a
the
fail.
mechanics.
All right, we're
Okay.
moving on to the next one.
Okay. Yeah, don't talk about the mechanics. This guy has got a metal arm, just one.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Or perhaps Bucky Barnes.
Got it.
Okay. This is very early on, let's say before October.
Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You got an extra 15 seconds before I noticed. Finish
Those are
it
so
out, though,
fun.
because it's fun, though.
Okay. I liked it. It's very hard not to talk about mechanics.
Tell you what. Okay, since I don't want to leave one hanging that you started on, if you can finish the one I pause on, I'll negate one failure per round.
Oh, negate a failure. It's not a positive point, though. Okay.
Oh, but I can't time it.
We're going into, overtime. Yeah, take our sweet time. Give me, 15 seconds or something.
Fair enough. That's
Or it could be worth no points, but we can still just do it for fun.
Okay. Go for it.
Okay. Before October 2022, this was the way to get cool stuff and to put lots of funding into the game
or something.
Yeah. I didn't want to leave it
Before
hanging.
my time, I'm a
right.
global launch kind of person.
Negating one failure. It's a
Ooh.
bonus. All right, now we are going to Ben. I will click correctly this time. Okay. Ben, are you ready?
I was born ready.
Excellent. And go.
Oh, shoot. Okay. I'm going to pass.
Okay.
Ooh.
Pass. Next one.
Paul Rudd. Oh, shit. That's one of the words. Damn
Fail.
it. Okay. Fail.
It was Ant-Man, of course. Next.
We clear these to get our dole.
Bounties.
No, these are solo.
Weekend mission.
Yep.
Got it. All right, next.
In the context, the environment that we play the game, what's good
Meta.
right now?
Metagame.
Yep. Well, I can't talk about mechanics. That's impossible. I'm going to skip that one. There's no way to do that without those words.
Time! I'll negate one of your failures if you get it in another 30 seconds. Go.
Oh, okay. Family member of one of those galactic people. There's a sibling relationship that's very fraught.
Oh, gosh.
Not the one that's romantic with the Star-Lord.
Nebula.
Yeah, there you go. You did it. 20 seconds. All right.
I was thinking like cosmic beings, not the galactic people. Not the Guardians.
Guardians was a forbidden word. Couldn't say it.
Yeah, I'm sure. The galactic people.
I couldn't pull Karen Gillan's name for a minute there. Dang. Well,
Okay.
I don't even know if that would have helped.
That's why I didn't put it. I'm like, I bet that's hard to think of in the fly.
I could have gotten that.
Lauren's like, no problem for me. Okay.
I'm not saying I could have come up with it, but I would have known it was Nebula.
Lauren, I'm sending you, and go.
Okay. This is a great Twitter account that kind of like recaps dev answers and
Snap Daily Bugle?
Yeah.
Or something?
Nice.
This is like our co-host's jam. Or at least it used to be. Back when he had wild magic. Now he's too straightforward. Featured on our podcast artwork.
Oh, Moon Knight?
Okay. Has different powers in the comics than the MCU. And that was frustrating to me. Light-based powers.
Spectrum. Light-based powers?
Light-based powers only in the MCU.
Only in the MCU.
Let's see.
Time. All right. I will negate a failure. You have another.
I don't think I have a failure.
Miss Marvel?
And one of Ben's. One of Ben's. Yes,
he got
it. All right. I know. Okay. Taking a
How many other cards can you both not say Inhuman or Mutant? That's her special
be revealing
thing.
too many secrets. Okay. Back to Ben. This is your second time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Ready and go.
We've already had this one.
I copied the wrong one. My bad.
That
Hang
better
on,
not
let me
count against
reset.
my turn.
No, I'm resetting your time. Huh. I don't know where that came from. All right. My bad. Okay. Giving you a little extra time to look as
all
recompense.
Right. So, this character has died in the MCU, and much of the current television offering is about the aftermath of this character's death.
Captain America, Iron Man?
No. Think of the ladies and the sorcery, or rather, not sorcery. It's not sorcery.
Scarlet Witch?
Yep. It's the thing that the whole I can't say game. Okay, let's skip this one. I was just talking about how much I hate this card. It's like Nocturne and Jeff. But
Vision!
It's the one I don't like. Yep.
Correct.
Spider-Man.
Green Goblin?
Scientist. Yeah,
Yep.
there we go. Oh, I wasn't allowed to say Spider-Man. Shit.
Oh no! The one we got in one clue.
All right, now you're over time. Okay. All right, this is the third round with Lauren. You guys are not yet
What's our rank?
iron.
Oh shit! We're starting at 0?
Your free card back.
Wait, iron is 10, right?
Yeah. I didn't
Maybe
know
one of
how
these
hard
days
it would be.
we'll finish the recruit season.
Can we snap more aggressively?
Right, people aren't, often getting infinite. You guys are fine. All right. Okay, Lauren. Ready and go.
Arrows.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Kate Bishop, Hawkeye. Clint Barton, Hawkeye.
Superior. This guy.
Doctor Octopus.
Yep.
Spider-Man. Yeah.
This is a limited time mode where you can snap lots.
Deadpool's Diner.
Okay. Home of this game's namesake?
Home of
It's a game we're playing right now.
the home of it?
Our Smilodon friend.
Second dinner?
An extinct mammal
An extinct
with large teeth. A tiger-like friend of.
Oh, this game we're playing, Zaboo.
Yeah, the home of this
the
game's
Savage
namesake.
Land.
All right, and then time. You got it just in time.
Ooh.
Well done. All right. You guys have passed Iron Ring. Good job.
Yes!
Free card back for you.
We're not noobs anymore.
All right. We're kicking off Ben's third round.
Mm-hmm.
And go.
So there was a shoot. I can't talk about the mechanics. Let's move on.
Okay.
Wong's friend who thinks he's better than him but isn't.
Doctor Strange?
Yep.
Got it.
Skip. I think Knull hangs out here.
Crimson
Location.
Cosmos?
No. I don't think we're gonna get this one. Let's skip.
Okay, The Void. Yeah, I have no idea.
James Spader. The second of the
Phew.
team-up movies.
Oh, Ultron.
Got it.
The affable ringmaster of the whole
Grandmaster?
game thing came from a different game. A lot of people play this game because this person's
Galacta?
name was attached. No, this is a
what?
real human.
Oh, Ben Brode.
Yep.
Oh, time. I'll let you go over it on that one. So I'll get you a...
Well, I only
Second
had to
benefit.
skip 3 of them to get 3 of them.
Yeah.
Shit.
I'm doing tally marks.
Some of
so-
these are really, really hard to get.
What's the
Okay.
score? If you pass, is it just -1?
Yes.
Oh, but if you get it right, it's only +1 though, right?
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, but some of these were not
Monster
going to happen.
game.
You weren't going
Okay,
to guess
what about
Clintar if you
Black
didn't get it
Knight?
off Knull.
And you
Oh,
skipped
Clintar.
immediately. Awesome. Yeah, there's Clintar.
And like, how am I supposed to get you to say Black Knight without saying discard or Hela? Like, what was he like?
The guy
Kit
who plays Jon
Harington
Snow.
in
Yeah.
Eternals or something? But like,
Yes.
I wasn't sure if you were going to get that. And like, how
to
am I
be
supposed
harder to make up for the ones where you just immediately were like Scarlett Johansson or something, right? Like, there's got to be a variety of difficulty. If Ben happens to get all those, I put this on random. It's not my fault. Okay, this is the final round. No, this is your last chance. Lauren,
Pressure's
historically,
on.
you have been the game's winner of this in the terms of the giving the clues. So this
It's
is your
co-op.
last chance. Correct. Team effort. Okay, and go.
Okay, a Defender character and Netflix, believe had 2
Luke
seasons.
Cage.
No, angsty
Iron
cops
Fist.
like him, even though they shouldn't.
Oh, Punisher.
I don't know if he's actually a Defender. Anyway,
He's not. But
this
I
is
got
where
there.
Sebastian Shaw is the boss. I think.
The Hellfire Club.
Yeah. Trickster deity
Loki.
stories. Phew. Can't talk about mechanics pass.
Next one.
A new Not Deadpool's Diner coming in
High voltage.
October. Yeah.
Oops. Okay, I double clicked this. Sorry.
Your favorite. Period. But not one that
Craven.
moves.
Not
one that
Yes.
moves.
I mean,
Surfer.
sorry. And
Silver Surfer.
it's time. Okay, I'll give it to you because I said pass instead of
Does saying what it doesn't do, does that count as talking about the mechanics?
No, I think that's fair game.
I'm giving
Okay.
it to you. Okay. We have the final round. I'm so glad I had enough cards for this. Ben, are you ready? I believe in your clue-giving
Probably.
ability.
We'll see. I think I'm a better guesser than a clue giver.
You are a very good guesser. Okay. All right. And
I can't say the word I was going to say. These are things from which goodies come.
Collector's reserves, collector's cash.
Yep, you got it. If he's worthy, he can lift his thing.
Thor.
Yep.
How did I not put
we receive these before things shift. They're a missive that we receive alongside things that
Patch
shift.
notes?
Yep.
Yep.
It's not second dinner. It's another party.
Newverse.
Yep. Josh Brolin wants 6 of these, I think.
Thanos? It's Infinity Stones.
Yep. Willem Dafoe hangs out here. It's a location.
I don't know. Yeah.
Time.
A Green Goblin location?
Yeah. I'll give you another 30 seconds.
It has to do with his name. Part of his name is in the
Really?
the company. Yeah.
Oh, Oscorp
Yep.
Towers.
Yeah. That's it. I knew the locations would be harder. Which is
Dang,
why
I cleaned up on
you
that
did
one.
really well that
was
time.
6 for 6.
Yes. Okay.
We hit our like all good games, we hit our stride right as it's coming to a close.
Oh, wow. That was
Okay,
a lot
so
of fun.
I'm
I would
pretty sure-
absolutely do that again. I would do that for like 2 more hours. Probably wouldn't even get up to drink a water or anything.
Oh yay! Okay.
That
You
really
never know how
that tickles
things
the
will
part of
go.
my brain that crushes standardized tests.
You did really
I
well
love
that last round. Okay, I definitely probably missed some things because I was trying to do a lot of stuff at once. But to be fair, that's every time I've tried to keep score ever.
I tried to be honest about the words that I wasn't allowed to say because I feel like
Thank you.
maybe I could have gotten away with it if you weren't super.
Well, you do a funny voice and I'm laughing, and then I forget that I'm supposed to be yelling beep. Okay. I counted 25 points for. Almost sure, it's there's a margin of error in there. We're going by averages.
Does that make us bronze?
But then you missed. I have 5 after negation, so you're down to 20. So yeah, you just
Dang.
We still made it to that tier though.
you did. You got a couple credits or whatever's on tier 2, and the free purple card back or whatever.
I think that's at rank 5, isn't it?
Oh, maybe.
I still think that's one of the best
It's
card
so
backs in
long
the
since
game.
I
So-
looked at.
Did you intend for everything to be very dark where you are, Lauren?
No, I'm just running out of daylight.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if like maybe a light had gone out or something.
No, I mean,
No, that totally happens.
Yeah.
The sun, it goes down.
you can watch the transition of time over the course of this video.
We are humans.
We'll slow
I'll turn on my
motion it.
kitchen lights.
We could turn it into an ASMR like type deal. Some soft music. Watch the light fade. Okay, so that's Zaboo. Thank you for climbing
That was
the
so much
ladder.
fun.
I knew it was going to be impossible to get to infinite, so thank you for your patience in that regard.
Oh my gosh, I would totally do that again every week. Not literally every. I mean, I would, but
So-
you know.
No, I
Yeah.
feel like if we'll see if it's if it works out, then maybe we do enough. We'll let you like climb the ladder and get all the way to infinite, and then
Oh, keep our score.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
Love
eventually,
it.
I'm not going to be able to do more cards. Like eventually, it's
We will
like
have
that's
permanently
probably good.
defeated Zaboo.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where it's out. So this is a limited time mode of the Snap on This
Ooh.
podcast. And we'll return to see if Lauren and Ben can reach infinite before Rhea is too tired to come up with more cards.
Listeners, I don't know if you could be bothered to keep your own score, but I would love to hear how many of those you got. How many of those you beat Ben and I on?
Well, the thing is, I worry that the listeners will be like, "Man, they're so bad at this, but they don't know about all the words we couldn't say."
That's true.
I mean, we could put them up on YouTube maybe.
Yeah,
but then it spoils the surprise if you want to guess.
The one location I passed,
true.
I had no idea about it. I should have looked at the forbidden words. That would have given me an idea of what it was.
I let them
what
be
was it?
hard because some of them were too easy.
Let me try to sell it
for
to you, but I wouldn't have known this if you were giving me clues. It's where Benedict Cumberbatch does battle with his big bad.
Oh, the dream dimension?
Yeah, but it's not light. It's...
Oh, the dark dimension?
Yes! The dark dimension.
Yeah, I had no idea that's what that was called.
That's where he comes to bargain.
Was bargain one of the words? Probably
no.
not. Sometimes
that would have been great.
Yeah.
I don't think I would. I wouldn't have gotten that without the nudge because
you did just get it. I didn't use any illegal words.
That's exactly how taboo works, though. You're supposed to guide someone into the answer.
But I didn't think in the moment to look at the forbidden words to figure out what it was.
Lauren, were there any words I could have said to make you guess the Triskelion?
Without speaking about mechanics?
Yeah, and I wasn't allowed to say shield or helicarrier.
That's the idea.
I was just there's no way. I could be like,
it sounds like a three-sided set of bones.
The next time we'll set it up better so we can go cards so I'm not multitasking as much, because my biggest regret of this whole game was I was so excited to scream beep into the microphone at you.
Because there is a buzzer. Oh, do you not have the buzzer that comes with Taboo?
Okay, here's the thing.
Next time you should get out the accoutrement.
No, because the old style Taboo that I grew up with, it was an electric-based buzzer where you could hold it down and be like...
And it's so obnoxious.
It's so obnoxious, and you could do it in someone's ear, and that was the greatest rate. But in new editions
you
of
shouldn't
Taboo,
do it in someone's ear.
Well, when you're younger, you don't have respect for, that's why they have all those public awareness ads for hearing loss, at concerts. You don't know. Anyway, so the new ones you get, though, they got rid. It's no longer the battery operated one, so it's probably better, but it's a little squeaky toy deal. It's just squeak, squeak, and it's so lame.
Really?
It's so lame. So I was just going to do my best to give you the nostalgic experience of an obnoxious in your ears. And I didn't get to do that.
I bet you could find it online, the Taboo sound.
Yeah, I know. I should probably soundboard it. Even better.
Probably.
Yeah.
All right. Podcast
That was so fun. Thank you.
Thanks for playing.
That was just a blast. I had so much fun.
Okay. Oh, my face is glowing now that I have a white screen
Lauren,
going.
your face is always glowing.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. If you liked what you heard, if you had fun, follow us, leave reviews, subscribe, all that good stuff. The Twitter handles
Smash every button.
Just keep clicking. Except for when you get to a thumbs down. Twitter handles for each of us and the show itself are listed in the show notes or YouTube video description. We are on YouTube or your regular podcast players. If you're listening in one place and want to listen in the other. You can send us questions and suggestions. We got SnapOnThisPod@gmail.com. I don't know, maybe you've got ideas for a good secret homework challenge or something like that.
That would be a lot of fun. Get some listener submissions in there.
Yeah, maybe we could do a 4-week rotation instead of a 3-week one. Okay. Rhea and I, this coming Sunday, are competing in Power On's Valkyrie Women of Power tournament. There are 12 women-aligned people competing to see who can be Queen of the Valkyries. Tune in and see if I'm running Valkyrie in my deck. Yeah, come watch how Rhea and I do and support us. Check it out. It's going to be on Power On Gaming's Twitch at Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern. Their thing is PWR on Gaming. We'll have links in the show notes too. Anyway, We are proudly, gladly part of the Snap Judgments Network, where you can find several other great shows, including our grand pod, Snap Judgments, the namesake of the network, where Pulse Glazer and Roy on Saturdays talk to illustrious guests, cover the game. It's a great time. We've all been on it.
I've just watched Glazer's, I think it was one of the more daily videos, though. He had a cool Agent Venom deck. And I still mean to try it. I also had Bast, like your deck, Lauren.
Interesting.
He's the best in the YouTube space, especially if you care about good decks.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so if you want to find out our thoughts about Misery, tune in next week. Same Snap channel, same Snap time. Did I switch them?
You did. Hey, you got the words correct this time. When we discussed it before the show, I think maybe you said place instead of channel or something. And I was like, I could be pedantic and correct you, but I will not. But
when I wrote those, I went and watched YouTube collaborations or compilations of the old Batman wrap-ups, and they actually changed it a few times.
Oh, so they don't even have a consistent thing?
It's not consistent.
Beat yourself up about it.
A couple times, though, they have same cat time, same cat channel when it's a Catwoman episode. Thought that was pretty funny.
That is pretty fun.
They have some pretty good puns in there. You should check it out sometime if you're looking for 30 minutes of old TV epilogues.
Two obscure TV things, though. I want to be in the year after Colony 195. Nobody will get it. It's Gundam Wing. It's just I know. This is my life.
This is my life. Old anime that nobody else knows. Even though Gundam isn't
real
that
deep
obscure.
cut Gundam Wing.
My friends loved it. I just never watched it.
Oh, my big complaint. Oh no, sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
Do you think you get hair this floppy if you didn't fucking read some Gundam Wing? Come on.
I was so into it. But okay, along those lines, do you know old video games you played that nobody else did for some reason you had, and the sound bites get stuck in your head, and nobody else gets those references. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's each get. I need to hear one from each of you. Mine is from Majesty, when a gnome who were they were little builders who would repair things and build things fast, but they died very easily if you were attacked. And when one died, they would go, "But I'm just a gnome." And there's so many times in D&D that it's an appropriate joke, and no one gets it. That's mine. Ben, go.
Mostly, I just want to quote stuff from Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri all the time. I want to be like, "Please don't go. The drones need you. They look up to you." That's what it says when you start to quit the game.
That's amazing.
Also, every time you discover a new technology, there's some alternate history future quotation that accompanies it. Life is nothing but an orderly decay of energy states, and blah 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 blah, and they've got great voice actors for all these faction leaders and other characters and
this
things.
Whole thing was a plot to get you to do voices, Ben.
great game. If you haven't played Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, it's still fun today, even though it's from 1999, a quarter century ago.
I've heard of it, but never played. Now I want to.
It holds up, in my opinion. I think it's a dang blast, and it made me smarter and stuff. That's what I think.
Did you think of one, Lauren?
I'm a huge Nintendo fangirl, and Nintendo doesn't really do voice lines. I mean, they do, but yeah, right. A lot of great sound effects and music and all that. But what I thought of that were the first things that came to mind is quotable lines, which maybe isn't what you asked for, but
I like it. Change the rules, Lauren.
They were all Warcraft, Warcraft 2, StarCraft. These are the ones that I've heard over and over again. The trolls who you want me kill? And
I
live for fire. It's these sounds I've heard millions of times.
I almost went with like you must construct additional pylons or something, but like that's not a deep enough cut.
Join the army, they said. See the world, they said. Rather be sailing, right? Did you guys? If you clicked on a guy for long enough because you were bored and you were waiting,
I had so much fun with that you could just
hidden voice line, or like you could blow up sheep if you clicked on them enough. You're out. But then the problem was like then your town would be attacked. And you're like scrolling. No, get back to town. You're off on the edge of the map.
You don't have the cheat codes on?
No. Yeah.
No cheat
I was a
codes in
child.
Multiplayer.